In my time both playing this game and here on YouTube, I have learned a lot of weird but interesting things about Battlefront 2. Aye mates, I'm Crikey the Croc, and here are 8 things that you may have not noticed. To start us off at number 1, the game engine actually recognizes Anakin as the default hero for the Republic. In the final game, Anakin was only playable on the villains team due to the events of Revenge of the Sith. However, if you create a new map using the modding tools provided for Zero Engine, Anakin will be the hero by default. Now for number 2. Even though they are neutral AI on the map of Mos Eisley, Jawas can actually hold and carry the flag in capture the flag game modes. Because they don't belong to any particular faction, they aren't scripted to go to either team's goal. So if you have friendly fire turned on, nobody can actually take the flag from the Jawa, which can result in a very long stalemate. Number 3. On the Death Star map, whenever a clone trooper or a rebel dies, their reinforcement count goes down by 2 instead of 1. This gives both the Empire and the Separatists a considerable advantage considering that the Republic and the Alliance have half as many troops. Moving on to number 4, when playing on the Polis Massa map, unlike any other faction, the droids will not take damage when they exit the hangar bay. Now this makes sense because the droids don't breathe, so naturally they won't be affected by the lack of oxygen. Moving on to number 5, if you repeatedly hit the land and take off button in a space battle until you're just at the edge of the hangar and then get out of the vehicle, you can actually slip out into space. Now what's interesting about this is that you don't actually take any damage from the space even if you are an organic, and this only really works well when you're playing as the Republic or the Empire because their ships usually have that ledge that you can walk on, whereas with the other ones you would just fall right off indefinitely. Here at number 6 we have another interesting thing about space battles. While spinning is a good trick, I have a better trick for you. On the CIS frigates, there's actually a hole in the collision mesh, which means if you fly into this hole, you won't be hit or affected by it so that you can slip right through it. Once you do find that perfect spot, it's actually really fun to just go back and forth and keep flying through there. Number 7, one of the neat things about Battlefront 2 is listening to the funny things that your allies have to say. Now, have you ever noticed that when you're by yourself, you still hear these voices?
Great shooting, trooper!
Well, actually, it's not any particular character that's saying these things, but this dialogue is instead triggered by the events happening in the game. Last but not least, the speeder bike actually has a jump ability. Now some of you may have already known this, but for me that's just mind-blowing. Like, who would have thought that a bike would have a jump ability? It's something most players never would even try. So it's a really odd feature, but it can also get you out of a lot of sticky situations. That wraps it up for this video. If you enjoyed, please remember to hit that like button so more people can see this. I try to post here every Wednesday, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Crikey out.